Hey guys, welcome back. So I have here the chart for Bitcoin versus US dollar, one-day candles from Bitfinex. The chart for Bitcoin looks extremely bullish in my opinion. I mean, if we have started the parabolic movement here, it means this is only a starting, because of course it looked parabolic here and then here, but right now it's going much more parabolic, which means this is just consolidation here. So this is way too flat for this to be the top now. I have been saying this. So if the parabolic exponential movement has started here, it means we are only in the beginning of the parabolic phase here. So parabolic markets, usually you can see that in any parabolic market, like in the tech bubble or even on the gold chart or even Ethereum in May. When markets start to go parabolic, they usually go in phases. So they do a very long parabolic move up, and then they have some consolidation. It's not even a correction anymore like the corrections we had here of a 40%. It's more like a consolidation with very, very high volatility. So we've done one parabolic movement here. We had a little bit of consolidation. We just broke out of this previous consolidation here, and now we're starting to go parabolic again. So if this is to go parabolic, it should go much higher from here. Of course, there's nothing guaranteed. It can crash anytime, but it doesn't look, looking at this chart, it doesn't look it's going to crash now, because usually when you reach the top of any bubble, it will usually do a very fast vertical movement up, and then it'll crash very violent all of the sudden. But this is too much consolidation to be near the top. So let's try to find the next target on the way up. Indicators right now become a little bit useless. The RSI, for example, in parabolic markets, the RSI, it's not very useful, just like it's not useful when we are breaking out of patterns. When we break out of any pattern, for example, a bullish triangle or some significant resistance line, and we are breaking out, the RSI will be overextended for as long as the breakout lasts, and until the target is reached. So it's not really useful to look at the RSI in parabolic markets. The only indicator that it's useful in these cases is the moving averages, because the moving averages, it doesn't matter how high or how low it goes, sooner or later the price will come back to the average. So the moving average is nothing more than the average price on a longer period of time. So it'll sooner or later come back to touch moving average, whether it's up here or down here. It'll always, in fact, go back to touch the average price, which is the moving average. But the rest of indicators right now cannot really be used. They are not very reliable in parabolic markets. So what I can see here is kind of like a bullish triangle. Let me draw it here. We could do something like that, but it's not really a triangle. It's more like a bearish flag, to be honest, because it's both resistance and support are trending up. So this is usually a bearish flag. But in the other hand, bearish flags, when you see this type of formation, it usually comes from a downtrend. If it was coming from a downtrend and you see this type of formation, that's a bullish flag, and it means continuation on the downside. But since this is coming from the downside up, this could be interpreted as a bullish triangle, I would say. So we can draw something like this, like a bullish triangle or bullish flag. It's not perfect, but that's how I interpret this market right now. And if we want to find a target on the way up, we should take the distance from the top here to the bottom of this pole and put it here at the level where it broke out, and the target on the way up would be around 22 22,500, 22,500, something like that, more or less. So between 22 and 23,000 would be the next target before we have another consolidation with high volatility. That's what I would expect for Bitcoin in the short term. But in a little bit more long term, not very long, but in the medium to long term, I would expect at least three stages of the parabolic movement. If this is one, we still have to have another one, and then we would still have to have another one. So I wouldn't call a number right now because I don't know how long it'll be, but honestly, you cannot really use indicators in this type of exponential markets. Not RSI, not Elliott waves, there's nothing really that you can use here. Just ride the wave up and take it from there, take it week by week. So that's all I have for Bitcoin. Then Bitcoin Cash continues to go sideways, so there's nothing new I can say about Bitcoin Cash. To me, it's the perfect level to accumulate, continue to accumulate as much as possible here for as long as this goes sideways. Sometimes in 2-3 days we will have crazy movements, but then other times in several days we will have no movement. So that's good to accumulate before the next fractal comes. So I'm accumulating as much as possible here. I'm not very comfortable accumulating Bitcoin, but because I've been talking about this because of the fees and the transaction times. It's becoming very, very difficult to transact with Bitcoin now, and we are at $18,000. It was difficult already when we were at 3,000. I remember the fees were crazy. Now we are at 18,000, and even using segwit, the fees are crazy again. So I don't even want to imagine if we get to 40,000, 50,000, or even higher. I can imagine it'll be impossible to transact with Bitcoin. So I'm very concerned about continuing to accumulate Bitcoin, but at the same time, I want to get as much value out of this market as possible. So I'm going to try to go for the coins that are actually outperforming Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is one. Since I started accumulating, me personally, it was down here. Around this level is when I bought the most, and now I'm just buying a little bit. Whenever I have some profits from BitConnect, I continue to buy, now and then. But when I did my big purchase, it was down here. So I am like, holding only Bitcoin, I would have done well. But holding Bitcoin Cash, I did the same as holding Bitcoin, and 50% more. So this is, you can see here, the gain is 46% on top of the Bitcoin gains. So I am beating the Bitcoin gains by, having bought a lot of Bitcoin Cash down here and just holding it. Same for EOS. So I bought 600 coins, 600 EOS down here where it says entered. So this is the chart for EOS versus Bitcoin. So it means I'm up here since I entered up until the price of today. It's 80% up on top of the Bitcoin gain. So if I would have been only holding Bitcoins, I would have made the gains that Bitcoin had, but because I invested part in EOS, I did the same gains, and on top of those gains, almost 80% more. So I just bought a little bit more of EOS at 0.48 or something like that. So I'm a little bit below, but I bought 600 coins down here, and now up here I bought 300 coins, and then a little bit higher I'll buy 100 coins. And when I have 1,000 EOS coins, I think I'll be good with that. I don't think I'm going to be investing anymore. I'll see what happens. But I bought a lot down here, less up here, and I'm gonna buy even less a little bit higher here, and I'm just gonna hold that. So far it's been outperforming Bitcoin for the past month and a half, or maybe more now. So it means I'm getting more value in US dollars and in terms of Bitcoin than if I was holding only Bitcoin. So I'm trying to go for the coins that outperform Bitcoin, because not only I'm going to get more value out of them in terms of dollars and in terms of Bitcoin, but I also feel more safe, meaning that I can transfer it anytime I want because it's cheap and fast to transfer. So I feel more safe and I'm getting more value. Now, it doesn't mean every peak, every altcoin that you pick, it's going to outperform Bitcoin. It doesn't mean you're going to do everything perfect. For example, I bought some Dash as well, and Dash is just going sideways versus Bitcoin. So I bought some Dash right at the same level that we are right now. I bought it down here, back here, it went up. I didn't sell, it went down, it went up again, I didn't sell, then it went down a lot. I didn't, of course, sell. I didn't want to add any more to my position yet, and now it's gone back up. So it's again at the same level where I bought somewhere back here. So it means that because this is the chart for Dash versus Bitcoin, it means I am keeping the same value that I would if I would hold only Bitcoin, which means, you know, I'm still gaining the same amount in terms of US dollars than if I was holding Bitcoin, but I feel more safe because Dash is fast to transfer, is cheap to transfer, and it works great. So I'm trying to lower my exposure to Bitcoin, but at the same time trying to make the most out of this market. So I'm trying to still have the same gains I would have by holding Bitcoin or more, but avoiding the high fees and the risk that involves holding only Bitcoin. Because as I said, if this goes to 50,000, whatever the number is, I have no idea where the top's gonna be, but it could be higher than that. I have no idea. I don't want to say a number just now. We'll have to take it day by day. But if now it's very difficult to transfer, I don't want to imagine if this goes 2 times, 3 times, 4 times higher. It'll be impossible. Then my only way to use Bitcoin, it'll be by using the Lightning Network if it is implemented in a, you know, in several years from now or whenever. And I don't want to have to be forced to use that centralized network and able to redeem my Bitcoins or unable to use my Bitcoin holdings. So I hope the concept is clear. I'm still riding this bull market in crypto, but trying to lower my exposure on Bitcoin, but at the same time make the same gains I would or more without having to hold Bitcoin. So that's the point. Pick a coin that's outperforming Bitcoin, and of course a coin that you believe in, that you like a lot, because if you don't like it and you do it only for the gains, then when you have a crash, it'll be very difficult for you to hold onto it. So that's my strategy. That's what I'm doing. I hope it's clear. And if not, guys, leave your message down below and I will try to answer the best I can. So thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye.